Hello guys, welcome back to Sit on Sports, and today is my recap of bouncing back against Chelsea in the FA Cup. Well, bouncing back against Chelsea after the game against PSG. Let's just talk about first that PSG game, because I didn't do a separate video on that, so I'd like to give my thoughts here before I skip to the Chelsea stuff, because it was a reality check. I think that's obvious. Solskjaer said himself. PSG just did a job on us, even without Neymar, or I'm trying to think, Neymar, Cavani. Thomas Tuchel, the manager, made use of what he had, started Mbappe up front, put Dani Alves on right back position to right wing. When I saw that, I was like, oh crap, I forgot they could do that. and that struck a bit of hesitation in me. Of course, us fans were very confident. That's always a good sign that a team's doing well, a manager's doing well, when you have confidence against these big sides that previously we would have thought we're going to lose. That's what happened when, if it was first announced under Mourinho, of course, a mere hours later, they announced Jose Mourinho's departure. Enough about that. So the first half we weren't... PSG, throughout the match, they just stifled us. They knew what was clicking with us, and they just did as much to put pressure on that. Pogba was marked out the game. A lot of players weren't getting enough of the ball. Martial was loose touches. Lingard making all the runs, but not getting no passes coming to them because the spaces were all dried up. There was no spaces to use. PSG used that really off the ball really well. Away performance from them. They defended like they had to, professional. They got the goals they needed. They could have got a bit more. We didn't look like scoring, to be honest. They looked like scoring. Even when Mbappe scored didn't miss that first chance, his pace is just exhilarating. I think everybody says that, and it's for good reason. So of course, just as we was trying to... But of course, 0-0 at the end of the first half, we still had a chance to go into the game. Could move for improvement for us and try and really create more of a spark. However, of course, Lingard and Martial got injured, and that really went against us. Of course, no excuses. PSG made the most of what they could do. As well, we had to settle for 45 minutes of injury, like just like they did for 90 minutes. Sorry, I'll scratch your back. You can't take anything away from PSG. We just didn't adapt. Matas starting on the right wing. It's not always going to be a good sign, as I've said before in other videos. Lukaku, was Lukaku even playing? No, it was Sanchez and Mata who came on. I think Lukaku was still on the bench. I think for good reason, But I think for some reason Lukaku's became more of a spare right winger now. Which, if it's working, it's working, I guess. So we'll talk on more into that in a bit. Sanchez didn't do much. That was very huff and puff again from fans as well as him. Not as well. He's trying his hardest, but it's just not working. The fans are not really feeling anything from him, because he needs to perform on the pitch, and when he's got so much money, wages for how he's sent into this... I can't speak. He's just... I know it's only 20 minutes, 10 minutes, so you're being a bit harsh. He hasn't got enough game time, which I think he really needs, but right now, he's not really deserving of a spot, especially when we have these top-class players who are performing to their potential right now. So, yeah, 2-0. Even though it was disappointing, I would like to see us progress in the Champions League, and you never know, second leg, there's still a chance. You never know. It's not over till it's over, I guess. But I guess it's kind of maybe a blessing in disguise, a silver lining. A silver lining you can find is that this is showing that we're not invincible. We're not there yet to challenge the big teams, especially if we want to win the Premier League, the Champions League. But also, it will give a chance for Solskjaer to another test, just see how we respond to another big team coming along the horizon. Our fixture list isn't really favourable, but that's what big time managers need to adapt to. And this Chelsea game was a perfect example was a perfect chance for him to right the wrongs of the previous game. Not just him, of course, the players as well responding, and they certainly did. Just came back from the match watching it. Absolute sensation. Had everything. First half attacking, second half defending, and all frustrating Chelsea, just as PSG did to us. It was amazing. The first half was just such a good game from a neutral point of view. As the commentators were saying, both teams were going at it. Chelsea were frightening. but we made the most of our chances. Chelsea just don't. We knew Chelsea had weaknesses. They lost 6-0 to Man City and 4-0 to Bournemouth. That's kind of mad. You know what I mean? Like, even with Higuain, there's still big problems there. Sarri's not really being responded to by the players. I really think the Chelsea players are just once again just not playing with the system. But at the end of the day, Sarri ball is very similar to Van Gaal football, so can't really say anything about that. Can't really argue anything about that. You know what I mean? So enough about the past, more on the present. So yeah, who's the first goal? Herrera, just world class. He was playing. That was a world class performance. If he plays more, like, I said this before and I'll say it again. It's like simple. It's like Herrera, Matic, Pogba. They're the perfect midfield. If you give them time to flourish, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Matic brings the defensive, Pogba gives the attacking, and Herrera just gives the balance, but also the aggressive and the tenacity. Yeah, that's the word, tenacity. Yeah, it's just wow, brilliant. Well, speaking of time, given time, so Smalling didn't have any match time this year. Didn't have much match time his first game, and I think he was the perfect choice this game. Of course, I was very concerned when Bailly was on the bench instead of Smalling, but I trusted Solskjaer. I was like, he's got a game plan. Smalling's going to work for this set of players against these players, because of course Jose was more concerned with going against the opposition rather than concerned more with the opposition. But of course, you have to. That has to be a slice of the pie. You know what I mean? Like, that has to be part of the tactics around the game. You can't just be naive and be like, we're already better than them. Let's do our thing all the time. You have to be pragmatic sometimes, even especially away in the FA Cup quarter-final. You know what I mean? Especially learning from the mistakes of PSG, where we tried to break through, but it just didn't work. Yeah, so Solskjaer did really good. Number on them. Smalling, very good, of course, adapted to circumstances. Solskjaer can make any defender look good. No, but to be fair, Smalling did well under the circumstances. He's getting in the way of everything, as well as Lindelof. Lindelof doing his ice cooling thing again. He's the Iceman, really is. Young, didn't really have much to do, to be fair. Chelsea didn't really attack that side that much. No, they did. Hazard tried to cut in a few times, but mostly it was all predictable, not just from Hazard. But I think Hazard was trying to make stuff happen. But overall, as they were saying on the TV, very predictable, easy to textbook defending. Really is textbook defending. I don't know why I'm paraphrasing Martin Keown. Yeah, he makes some great quotes now again. If I hate to admit it. Yeah, it was just staying together, trusting each other. Pogba said himself he was trusting the players to trust each other. There's a trust. Everyone, if there's a bit, everything's online. Everything's just organisation. Very much organisation. That's the word. So much organisation, both the attacking sense and defending. We know when we're defending, we know who would be our outlet. Our outlet would be Rashford. The pace. But also the skill and to get through the players, even when he was alone in the other side of the pitch while we were defending crosses and corners. Speaking of, our crosses were brilliant ourselves. Herrera's run into the box, into the channels, Pogba's linking play, fantastic ball. Rashford again, given time by Alonso. To be fair, Alonso has been a major concern for Chelsea and the fans, who don't feel he's quite been good enough this season so far. And that was a perfect example of it. I can see why now they're moaning against him. They gave Rashford too much space, and you give Rashford too much space, he's going to make a fantastic, just laser focused cross into Pogba. Pogba's header, too powerful for Kepa to parry out. And yeah, that was 2-0, and from then on it just felt comfortable, very comfortable. Of course, we had to, but of course, very professional, because we knew Chelsea were going to be going trying to respond, at least, especially with the home fans, on Sarri's back. Not on Sarri's back, but of course pressure mounting now. We all know how Chelsea works. So yeah, I was just sitting there like I can't believe it. I just can't believe. I can't believe it. I've said that before too many times. I believe it now. I believe in it. I can't believe it. I believe in the system. Everyone believes in what they're doing. The players. The Manchester United players are just really fighting for each other. Pogba by the end, just being scruffy, just keeping the ball, being nimble, not making too many stupid fouls like he did against PSG. Though I do admit that he gave that second yellow card in the PSG game as a yellow card, obviously, but that first yellow was bullcrap then. But Kimpembe should have got sent off as well. He's a good defender. Don't forget Kimpembe. Yeah, going back to the PSG game there. Oh, I can't believe he's out for the game. Pogba for the second leg. It's going to be a massive blow, but hopefully Pereira or Mata can step in as a central midfielder. Here, Mata, it looked like he was going to start right wing. I was like, no, iffy. But instead, Lukaku started right wing, which I thought fit well. Lukaku didn't make too many mistakes, but at the end, he didn't have too much of a spark either. But it wasn't his worst performance. He did the job there, whereas Mata did his job in the position he should be doing the job for, in the camp position, in between the lines against Jorginho and the centre backs. The Solskjaer even said after the match. And yeah, that's where he should be playing, as I've said. And when he plays there, he's much better than in the right wing. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say really. What we got next year? We've just been drawn against Wolverhampton away, another away match, but Wolves are going to be a difficult task. They beat Liverpool, and Liverpool B team, as people like to excuse them for. But yeah, that's going to be, nevertheless, it's going to be a big game. We want to get to the final. We want to win the final, whether it's against a big team or not. But Wolverhampton, they're certainly going to give us a run in the Molineux. They've got some good players themselves. So, yeah. Until then, until the reactions to that, not just that game, but everything, Premier League, Champions League, for Manchester United, and maybe other clubs as the title race intensifies and European football intensifies, all that good jazz. Let me know what you guys want more of in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts of the match. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I always appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Hey, was